the edge of human-occupied space, a frontier where stars and hopes are equally distant, cradles a small, unassuming colony. Here, among the low-built homes and the sprawling, untamed wilderness, lives Jake, a super soldier of legendary repute, now retired. His days, once filled with the cacophony of battle and the weight of wars, have quieted. His companions are the silent stars and Max, a loyal dog with a spirit as unbreakable as Jake's own. Max, found during one of Jake's last missions, became more than a pet. He became a lifeline back to humanity, a reminder of love and life beyond the battlefield. Their peace shatters one night when the sky bleeds red, not with the dusk, but with the burning embers of alien ships descending. These raiders, a band of marauders known for their hit-and-run tactics on remote colonies, come seeking resources but leave only destruction in their wake. Jake, instincts honed from years of combat, springs into action. His home becomes a fortress. His hands wield weapons with familiar ease, and yet amid the chaos, a tragedy unfolds. Max, ever loyal, leaps to defend his home, to stand by Jake, but falls, a victim of the senseless violence. As the dust settles and the raiders retreat, Jake stands amidst the ruins of his home, the silence now a chasm echoing the loss of his companion. The grief is a wildfire, consuming the serenity of his retired life, igniting a fury long suppressed. With Max's loss, the raiders have unknowingly reawakened one of humanity's most formidable warriors. Jake's resolve hardens like forged steel. Vengeance becomes his new mission, a vow whispered to the stars that took witness to the unforgivable. The tale of a super soldier's retribution begins, not for glory or honor, but for a friend lost in the dark of night under the watch of indifferent stars. In the quiet aftermath, where grief lays its heavy shroud, Jake stands alone. The loss of Max, more than a companion, a symbol of peace and a new beginning, reignites a fire within him that he thought had dimmed. Vengeance, a path he once walked and left behind, now calls to him with a siren's allure. It's not just the loss of a dog, it's an affront to the life he tried to build, a peace he thought he had earned. Jake's mind races, plotting, planning. His days as a soldier had equipped him with skills, contacts, and a knowledge of the darker corners of the galaxy where justice is a negotiable term, and information is currency. He starts by reaching out to old comrades, those who had retired from the battlefield but never truly left it behind. These are men and women who, like him, understand the cost of war, but also the necessity of action when confronted with unequivocal aggression. His home, once a haven of solitude and tranquility, transforms into a war room. Maps of star systems light up his walls. Holographic projections of ships and alien outposts flicker in the dim light. Each piece of information is a step towards his goal, a breadcrumb leading him back to those who took everything from him. Preparation takes on a ritualistic quality. Weapons, once mounted and dormant, are cleaned and loaded. His old armor, a relic of past wars, is fitted and adjusted. Jake moves with a purpose, each action a defiance against the grief that threatens to engulf him. He's no stranger to loss, but this time it's personal. This time, he's not fighting for a cause or a command. He's fighting for Max. Amid the planning, there's a moment, fleeting and fragile, where Jake allows himself to feel the full weight of his loss. He looks at the empty space where Max would lay, the silence where his barks and footsteps once filled the air. It's a moment of vulnerability, a crack in the armor of a soldier, revealing the human heart within. But as quickly as it comes, it's gone, replaced by a steely resolve. The journey ahead is one of peril, taking him into the lawless fringes of space against foes who know no honor. But Jake is driven by more than just the desire for revenge. He's driven by the memory of Max, by the love of a dog who showed him there's something worth fighting for, even in the vast, indifferent expanse of the galaxy. With his plans laid and his resolve unshaken, Jake sets out, leaving behind the remnants of his life in search of justice, or perhaps redemption. The journey leads Jake to a bustling spaceport on a trade planet, a crossroads for travelers, merchants, and those who prefer to remain unnoticed. The air hums with a cacophony of alien languages. the sense of 1,000 worlds mingling in the busy air. This place, alive with the vibrancy of interstellar commerce and shadowed by the dealings of the underworld, holds the key to finding the raiders who destroyed his peace. Jake moves through the crowds with a predator's grace, his eyes scanning, always scanning. He wears anonymity like a cloak, his features obscured, blending with the myriad beings that throng the markets and taverns. His target is the nexus of information in this place, an alien bar known to be a haven for pirates, bounty hunters, and those seeking to hire them. The bar, a structure cobbled together from the hulls of old ships, throbs with music and the low murmur of deals being struck. Jake enters, the weight of eyes upon him, calculating, assessing. He moves to the bar, ordering a drink with a currency that's valuable in more places than one: information. His contact is a being known only as Varix, a creature whose species is a mystery, shrouded in the same secrecy that wraps its dealings. Varix deals in information, a broker in the truest sense, and Jake has come prepared to trade. The conversation is a dance, each participant careful, each word measured and weighed. Jake offers tidbits gleaned from his years at war, secrets that would interest many in the darker recesses of the galaxy. In return, Varix offers what Jake seeks: the location of the raiders' base. It's a name that sends ripples through the undercurrents of the bar, a place feared and avoided even by those who call the shadows their home. The raiders, it seems, are part of a larger syndicate, their attacks not just for plunder but for a more sinister purpose. Jake's departure from the bar is noted by more than one set of eyes, but his presence leaves a question hanging in the air, a whisper that travels the hidden paths of information. Who is this human who walks with the confidence of the damned, seeking out those who would be better left in the dark? With the location secured, Jake steps back into the night of the spaceport, the neon lights casting long shadows. The knowledge he's gained is a weapon, but also a burden. He knows now that his quest for vengeance is leading him into the heart of darkness, into a battle that may have no end. But as he looks up at the stars, he feels a connection to Max, to the bond that was severed by violence. It's this memory, this undying loyalty that fuels his determination. The raiders had taken much from him, but they couldn't take the resolve of a man driven by the memory of his fallen friend. Jake's next steps are into the unknown, towards a confrontation with a foe that spans the stars. But in his heart, there's no hesitation, no doubt. For Max, for the peace that was shattered, he would face whatever darkness lay ahead. As Jake ventures deeper into the fringes of known space, his journey takes an unexpected turn. His ship, a modest craft designed for both speed and stealth, drifts through the star-studded expanse towards a sector known for its lawlessness. It's here, amidst the uncharted and the dangerous, that he encounters a distress signal, an anomaly on his path, yet irresistibly compelling. Approaching the source, Jake discovers a group of alien ships, besieged by pirates. These are not the raiders he hunts, but another common scourge of the space lanes. Driven by a code etched into him through years of battle, Jake cannot turn away. He engages the pirates, his ship weaving through the chaos of laser fire, his actions guided by a soldier's instinct and a commander's tact. The battle is swift, brutal. Jake's expertise turns the tide, and soon the pirates retreat, leaving behind grateful survivors among the alien ships. These aliens, diverse in form and origin, share a common story: persecution by the raiders, and others who prey upon the weak and the isolated. Their gratitude towards Jake is palpable, their relief tinged with surprise at the intervention of a human, and not just any human, but one who fights with the skill and ferocity of a legend. In the aftermath, as repairs are made and thanks given, Jake finds himself with unexpected allies. These aliens, each with their own tales of loss and defiance, see in Jake a shared spirit, a warrior against the darkness that encroaches upon the fringes of civilized space. They offer their assistance, their knowledge, and their skills to Jake's cause, drawn to his quest, not just by the bond forged in battle, but by the shared understanding of loss. Among them is Taris, a navigator of unparalleled skill, whose people have suffered greatly at the hands of the raiders, and Garo, a mechanic with a genius for improvisation, whose family fell victim to the same syndicate Jake seeks to dismantle. United by a common enemy, they form a pact, a coalition of the willing, each driven by their own reasons but bound to a single purpose. Jake, initially resistant to the idea of involving others in his personal vendetta, recognizes the value of allies, of a crew who share his mission. It's a moment of transformation, from a solitary avenger to a leader of a small but determined force. Their first act together is to gather more intelligence, using the contacts and knowledge of Jake's new companions to piece together the network of the Raiders' operations. It's a puzzle that spans systems, a web of illicit activities that hide the true nature of the Raiders' base, the heart of their power. As they journey together, sharing stories and skills, a camaraderie forms, the kind born of shared trials and common goals. Jake finds in his new companions not just allies, but friends, a concept he thought he had lost along with Max. They are a motley crew, a reflection of the diversity of the galaxy, united under the banner of a human who fights not just for revenge, but for justice. Their path is set, their resolve firm. Together they venture towards the Raiders' base, a journey fraught with danger, but buoyed by the hope of striking a blow against a foe that has taken so much from so many. Jake's mission has grown beyond his personal quest. It's now a fight for all those who have suffered under the shadow of the Raiders. In this unity, Jake finds a new purpose, a cause greater than his own vengeance, driven forward by the memory of Max and the bonds formed among the stars. The journey to the Raiders' base, a fortified asteroid hidden in a nebula where starlight goes to die, is fraught with peril. The nebula, a swirling maelstrom of gas and dust, obscures sensors and confounds navigation, a natural fortress for those wishing to remain hidden. Jake's new crew, their skills honed in the harshest corners of the galaxy, navigate these obstacles with a blend of expertise and daring that speaks to their varied pasts. Disguised as traders, their ship laden with goods that would interest the Raiders, they make their approach. The asteroid looms out of the nebula, a shadow against the lesser darkness, its defenses bristling like the spines of some colossal beast. Communication is established, a tense negotiation that sees them granted access to the base. Every moment is a calculated risk, their true intentions cloaked beneath layers of deception. Inside the base is a hive of activity. Aliens of all descriptions barter, plot, and celebrate their conquests. The air is thick with the tang of exotic spices and the low rumble of 100 conversations. It's here, in this den of thieves and cutthroats, that Jake and his crew begin their dangerous game. Their cover as traders gives them freedom to move, to observe. Jake's military mind maps the layout, notes the patrols, the security measures. Teris's keen eyes catch the subtle exchanges of power, the hierarchy of the Raiders laid bare. Garrow, with his knack for technology, begins to understand the workings of the base, the vulnerabilities of its systems. As they gather information, a picture emerges. The Raiders are indeed part of a larger syndicate, one with tendrils stretching across the galaxy, feeding on the vulnerable and the isolated. This base, a hub of sorts, is also a prison, holding those captured in raids for ransom or worse. The discovery of the prisoners shifts Jake's mission. It's no longer just about vengeance. It's about rescue, about striking a blow against a darkness that has grown too unchecked. The weight of this realization sits heavy on his shoulders, a burden he shares with his crew. Together, they resolve to act, to take down the base and free those held within. Their plan is audacious, a blend of stealth and direct assault. Garrow works to sabotage the base's systems, creating chaos to mask their true intentions. Teris plots their escape, a narrow path through the nebula that will require all her skill to navigate. Jake, leading a small team, will strike at the heart of the base, targeting their command center and freeing the prisoners. The night before they act, the crew gathers. They are a diverse group, each from a different corner of the galaxy, each with their own reasons for fighting. But in this moment they are united, a family forged in the anticipation of battle. Jake looks at the faces of his crew, sees the determination mirrored in their eyes, and feels a connection that goes beyond mere alliance. They are warriors, yes, but more than that, they are protectors, defenders of those who cannot defend themselves. As they ready themselves, Jake thinks of Max, of the journey that has brought him here. He feels the presence of his fallen friend, a silent guardian watching over them. With a final nod to his crew, Jake signals the beginning of their plan. The next few hours will decide the fates of many, including their own. The strike on the base is a maelstrom of action and reaction, a chaotic dance of combat and cunning. Jake and his team move with precision, cutting through the raiders with a fury born of righteous anger. Garrow's sabotage cripples the base's defenses, throwing their enemies into disarray. Therese, her hands steady at the helm, keeps their escape route clear, her mind a step ahead of their pursuers. In the heart of the base, amid the roar of battle, Jake fights with a single purpose: to free those who have suffered at the raiders' hands. Each freed prisoner, each grateful glance, fuels him, pushes him further. The fight is hard, the odds steep, but Jake and his crew stand firm, a beacon of resistance in the dark. As they make their escape, the base in ruins behind them, the freed prisoners aboard their ship, Jake allows himself a moment of satisfaction. But it's fleeting, overshadowed by the knowledge that this is but the first step in a larger battle. The Syndicate remains, a shadow across the stars, but now they have a new enemy, a coalition of the willing led by a human and his loyal crew. Each light, a victory, a life saved, a step towards a brighter future. Jake looks to the stars, to the infinite possibilities they represent, and feels, for the first time since his loss, a sense of hope. With his crew by his side, he faces the future, ready to continue the fight, for Max, for those they've saved, and for the countless others still under the shadow of the Syndicate. The aftermath of their daring raid on the Raiders' base left the galaxy in a brief state of shock, whispers of the audacious attack spreading like wildfire across spaceports and planets. The base, once a symbol of fear and oppression, now lay in ruins, a testament to Jake and his crew's resolve. Yet within the celebration of their victory and the freedom of the prisoners, a more ominous truth began to unfold. As they sift through the data stolen from the base, a grim picture emerges. The Raiders were but a cog in a vast syndicate machine, an organization whose reach extended far beyond mere piracy. They were involved in a sinister network, capturing sentient beings from across the galaxy for an intergalactic fighting ring, a barbaric spectacle for the entertainment of the elite and depraved. Jake, his crew, and the rescued prisoners grapple with the magnitude of this revelation. The Syndicate was not just an enemy to be fought. It was a blight on the galaxy, a shadow that touched countless lives. Among the rescued was Alina, a fierce warrior from a species known for their peaceful ways, turned fighter out of necessity. Her stories of the rings, of the despair and the unlikely camaraderie among the fighters add a personal dimension to their mission. She becomes a vital part of Jake's team, her insight into the Syndicate's operations invaluable. Determined to dismantle the Syndicate piece by piece, Jake and his crew set their sights on the fighting rings. They become ghosts, striking from the shadows, freeing fighters and disrupting events. Each operation is a calculated risk, their anonymity their greatest weapon. The Syndicate, rattled by these attacks, begins to retaliate, sending their agents to hunt down the elusive group disrupting their operations. Amid this shadow war, the bonds within Jake's crew deepen. The shared danger and the collective goal of eradicating the Syndicate's influence forge them into a family. Jake, once a solitary figure driven by vengeance, finds solace in this unlikely fellowship. Their victories, however small in the grand scheme, are celebrations of their resilience and their commitment to the cause. However, the Syndicate is not an enemy to be underestimated. A chilling message makes its way to Jake, a direct threat against him and his crew. The Syndicate knows who is disrupting their operations and they're closing in. It's a sobering reminder of the stakes, of the danger they all face. Yet it also solidifies their resolve. They are under no illusions about the nature of their fight. It was always going to be a battle against the darkness, a stand against forces that sought to corrupt and consume. The revelation of the fighting rings and the Syndicate's sprawling network marks a turning point. What began as a quest for vengeance for the loss of Max has evolved into a crusade against a darkness that threatens the very fabric of the galaxy. Jake, with his crew at his side, stands at the forefront of this battle, a beacon of defiance in the face of overwhelming odds. Their next move is their most daring yet, a direct assault on one of the major fighting rings. The plan is fraught with danger, the risk of capture or death a constant companion. Yet, the chance to strike a decisive blow against the Syndicate, to free more of those enslaved, is a call to action they cannot ignore. As they prepare, Jake reflects on the journey that has brought him here. He thinks of Max, of the simple life they shared before it was shattered. That loss, once a source of endless grief, has become a catalyst for change, a spark that ignited a rebellion against the tyranny of the Syndicate. In the faces of his crew, in the stories of the rescued, he sees the legacy of that spark, a fire that burns bright against the night. With the coordinates set and their plan in motion, Jake and his crew brace for the battle ahead. It's a fight not just for survival, but for the soul of the galaxy, a stand against the darkness with the light of hope, however faint, guiding their way. The operation to dismantle one of the Syndicate's major fighting rings is a culmination of all the paths Jake and his crew have walked since their fateful encounter in the nebula. As they make their final preparations, the air aboard their ship is thick with anticipation and the weight of what's to come. They understand the gravity of their mission. Success could deal a significant blow to the Syndicate's operations, but failure could mean death or worse. Their target is a planet notorious for its lawlessness, a haven for criminals and those fleeing the justice of more civilized worlds. It's here, in the shadow of towering megastructures and neon-lit streets, that the Syndicate hosts one of their most lucrative fighting rings. The plan is complex, involving multiple stages of infiltration, sabotage, and direct combat. Jake and his crew split into teams, each with their own crucial part to play. Jake, Alina, and a few others focus on infiltrating the arena itself, posing as fighters and their handlers. Their forged identities and falsified records pass scrutiny, and they're thrown into the heart of the beast. The arena is a sprawling complex, a maze of cells, training facilities, and the central pit where the fights take place. The air is filled with the roar of the crowd, a cacophony that drowns out the desperation and fear that permeates the place. As Jake and Alina move through the bowels of the arena, they witness firsthand the brutality of the Syndicate's operation. Fighters, some no more than children, are pitted against each other, their pain and death a spectacle for the entertained masses. The injustice of it, the sheer inhumanity, fuels Jake's determination. They must not fail. Meanwhile, Garo and Teris work from the outside, hacking the arena's systems and creating diversions. Their efforts cripple the security measures, open cell doors, and cause chaos among the Syndicate's ranks. It's a delicate operation, one that requires precision and timing, and they execute it flawlessly. As the main event begins, Jake and Alina are thrust into the pit, the crowd's hunger for violence palpable, but they're not there to fight, they're there to free. At a signal, they turn not on each other, but on their captors. The surprise and confusion give them the edge they need, and the uprising begins. Prisoners, freed from their cells, join the fray, their chains turned into weapons against their oppressors. It's a battle of fury and desperation, of oppressed peoples turning on their captors with years of pent-up rage. Jake and his team fight not just with the skill of soldiers, but with the righteousness of their cause. As the fighting spreads, the arena descends into chaos. The Syndicate's forces, caught off guard, scramble to respond, but Jake's crew is always 2 steps ahead. Explosions rock the complex, a result of Garo's sabotage, further sowing disorder among the enemy ranks. In the midst of the chaos, Jake finds himself face to face with one of the Syndicate's lieutenants, a cruel figure responsible for countless atrocities within the arena. Their confrontation is intense, a clash of ideals as much as a physical battle. Jake emerges victorious, but the fight leaves him with a deeper understanding of the enemy they face. A foe devoid of compassion, driven by greed and a lust for power. As the dust settles and the Syndicate's grip on the arena is broken, Jake and his crew stand amidst the rubble, weary but triumphant. The freed fighters rally around them, their eyes alight with the fires of liberation. They've struck a major blow against the Syndicate, but the war is far from over. The operation's success is a beacon of hope for those oppressed by the Syndicate's reign of terror. Jake and his crew have become legends, symbols of the fight for freedom against overwhelming darkness. Yet, as they regroup and plan their next move, they know the road ahead is fraught with danger. The Syndicate will retaliate, and they must be ready. But for now, they allow themselves a moment of victory, of celebration for the lives saved and the chains broken. They've shown the galaxy that even in the darkest of places, hope can thrive, that even the mightiest oppressors can be brought to their knees. Jake looks to his crew, to the fighters they've freed, and sees not just allies, but a family forged in the fires of battle, united in their quest for justice. The aftermath of their successful liberation of the fighting ring reverberates across the galaxy like a resounding victory bell. News spreads like wildfire, igniting hope in the hearts of the oppressed and striking fear into the hearts of the Syndicate's enforcers. Jake and his crew find themselves hailed as heroes, their daring exploits inspiring whispers of rebellion in even the darkest corners of space. But amidst the celebration and adulation, a shadow looms. The Syndicate, reeling from their losses, begins to regroup and retaliate. Jake knows they must strike swiftly and decisively to capitalize on their momentum and prevent the Syndicate from reasserting its grip on the galaxy. Their next target is a crucial supply hub, a lifeline for the Syndicate's operations. Without it, their ability to wage war and spread their influence would be severely crippled. But the hub is heavily fortified, protected by layers of defenses and a small army of mercenaries. Undeterred, Jake and his crew begin to plan their assault. They pore over maps, gather intelligence, and recruit allies from among the oppressed and downtrodden. Each member of the crew brings their own expertise to the table, their skills honed through years of battle and survival in the unforgiving expanse of space. As they prepare, tensions run high among the crew. The stakes are higher than ever before, and the fear of failure weighs heavily on their minds. But Jake's leadership and unwavering determination inspire confidence, reminding them of the countless lives they've already saved and the hope they've kindled in the galaxy. Finally, the day of the assault arrives. Their ships drop out of hyperspace on the outskirts of the supply hub, cloaked in the darkness of space. The plan is set in motion with military precision, each member of the crew carrying out their assigned tasks with practiced efficiency. The battle is fierce and unforgiving. Explosions rock the supply hub as Jake and his crew engage the Syndicate's forces in a desperate struggle for control. Laser fire streaks through the void, casting eerie shadows against the backdrop of stars. Bodies fall on both sides as the fighting rages on, each casualty a reminder of the cost of their crusade. But amidst the chaos, Jake and his crew press on, their resolve unshaken. They fight not just for victory, but for the countless beings whose lives hang in the balance. With each passing moment, they edge closer to their goal, inching ever closer to tipping the scales in favor of freedom and justice. As the battle reaches its climax, Jake finds himself face to face with the Syndicate's leader, a ruthless warlord whose thirst for power knows no bounds. Their confrontation is brutal and savage, a clash of wills that reverberates through the very fabric of the universe. But in the end, it's Jake who emerges victorious, his indomitable spirit and unwavering resolve proving stronger than even the most formidable foe. With the warlord defeated and the supply hub secured, the Syndicate's grip on the galaxy begins to falter. As the smoke clears and the dust settles, Jake and his crew stand triumphant amidst the ruins of their enemy's fortress. The battle may be won, but the war is far from over. With their victory comes a renewed sense of purpose, a determination to continue fighting until the last vestiges of tyranny are swept away, and the galaxy is free once more. And with Max's memory burning bright in their hearts, they set their sights on the next challenge, ready to face whatever dangers lie ahead in their quest for justice and redemption. In the wake of their victory at the supply hub, Jake and his crew find themselves at a crossroads. The Syndicate has been dealt a crippling blow, but remnants of their influence still linger in the shadows of the galaxy. With each success, their notoriety grows, drawing the attention of both allies and adversaries alike. As they regroup aboard their ship, the weight of their recent triumphs hangs heavy in the air. They've faced down impossible odds, liberated the oppressed, and struck fear into the hearts of the Syndicate's enforcers. But with each victory comes a new challenge, a new obstacle to overcome in their quest for justice. Their next move is a crucial one. With the Syndicate on the defensive, they have an opportunity to rally more allies to their cause, to strengthen their coalition, and further undermine their enemy's hold on the galaxy. But doing so will require delicate diplomacy and careful maneuvering in the treacherous world of interstellar politics. Jake and his crew set their sights on a neutral planet known for its independence and neutrality in galactic affairs. It's a place where representatives from across the galaxy gather to broker deals, negotiate treaties, and settle disputes. If they can gain the support of the planet's leaders, they'll have a powerful ally in their fight against the Syndicate. Their journey to the neutral planet is uneventful, but tension simmers beneath the surface as they approach. The crew knows that their success or failure here could determine the outcome of their entire campaign against the Syndicate. They must tread carefully, navigating the delicate balance of power and influence that governs the planet's political landscape. Upon arrival, they're met with skepticism and suspicion from the planet's leaders. They're viewed with caution, their intentions questioned at every turn. But Jake refuses to be deterred, employing all of his diplomatic skills to win over the planet's rulers and gain their support. Through perseverance and patience, they slowly begin to make progress. They forge alliances, broker deals, and appeal to the leaders' sense of justice and morality. With each successful negotiation, their coalition grows stronger, and the Syndicate's grip on the galaxy weakens. But even as they celebrate their victories, a shadow looms on the horizon. Rumors of a new threat begin to spread, whispers of a dark force gathering strength in the far reaches of space. It's a reminder that their fight against the Syndicate is just one battle in a much larger war, and that the galaxy remains a dangerous and unpredictable place. As they prepare to depart the neutral planet, Jake and his crew know that their work is far from over. The road ahead will be long and fraught with danger, but they're ready to face whatever challenges come their way. As Jake and his crew continue their journey through the vast expanse of space, their mission to dismantle the Syndicate's influence gains momentum. With each victory, they inspire hope among the oppressed and strike fear into the hearts of their enemies. But as they soon discover, their crusade has not gone unnoticed. Rumors of their exploits spread like wildfire, reaching the ears of a shadowy figure lurking in the depths of the galaxy. This enigmatic individual, known only as the Overseer, commands a vast network of agents and informants, his reach extending to every corner of the cosmos. Sensing a threat to his own ambitions, the Overseer sets his sights on Jake and his crew, determined to eliminate them before they can disrupt his plans. Unbeknownst to Jake and his companions, they become the target of a relentless campaign of sabotage and subterfuge. Their communications are intercepted, their allies compromised, and their movements tracked with chilling precision. It's a battle of wits and wills, with the Overseer pulling the strings from the shadows, orchestrating a series of deadly encounters designed to eliminate Jake and his crew once and for all. Caught off guard by the sudden onslaught, Jake and his companions find themselves fighting for survival on multiple fronts. They're forced to confront enemies both old and new, each more cunning and ruthless than the last. But even in the face of overwhelming odds, they refuse to back down, drawing strength from their shared bond and unwavering determination. As the conflict escalates, Jake begins to unravel the truth behind their mysterious adversary. The Overseer's motivations are shrouded in secrecy, his true identity a closely guarded secret known only to a select few. But Jake knows that if they're to stand any chance of defeating him, they must uncover his plans and expose him for the villain he truly is. Their journey takes them to the darkest corners of the galaxy, where they encounter strange and exotic worlds inhabited by beings both friend and foe. Along the way, They gather allies from among the disenfranchised and the downtrodden, forming a ragtag coalition united in their struggle against a common enemy. But as they draw closer to the Overseer's lair, they realize that their greatest challenge still lies ahead. He has laid a cunning trap, one designed to ensnare them in a web of deceit and betrayal. And as they prepare to confront him, Jake knows that their survival may depend on their ability to outsmart their adversary at his own game. With their resolve tested to its limits, Jake and his crew steel themselves for the final showdown. The fate of the galaxy hangs in the balance, and only they have the power to tip the scales in favor of freedom and justice. With Max's memory guiding their every move, they prepare to confront their greatest challenge yet, ready to face whatever dangers lie ahead in their quest to bring down the Overseer once and for all. The confrontation with the Overseer unfolds in a labyrinthine complex hidden deep within the heart of a desolate asteroid field. As Jake and his crew infiltrate the clandestine stronghold, they encounter traps and obstacles at every turn, evidence of the Overseer's meticulous planning and cunning intellect. Their journey through the maze-like corridors is fraught with danger, with each step bringing them closer to their elusive adversary. The tension mounts with every passing moment, the air thick with anticipation and the sense of impending confrontation. Finally, they reach the heart of the complex, where the Overseer awaits them in a chamber bathed in dim, eerie light. He is a figure cloaked in shadows, his features obscured by darkness as he gazes upon Jake and his companions with a cold, calculating gaze. Their exchange is tense, words laden with unspoken threat and simmering hostility. The Overseer reveals his grand design, a plan to seize control of the galaxy and bend it to his will, using fear and intimidation as his weapons of choice. But Jake refuses to be intimidated, his resolve unwavering as he stares down his nemesis. As the confrontation escalates into violence, a fierce battle erupts between Jake and the Overseer, their clash echoing through the chamber like thunder. It's a duel of titans, a test of strength and skill as they trade blows with a ferocity born of mutual enmity. But as the battle rages on, Jake begins to unravel the Overseer's true intentions, his plan to unleash a cataclysmic event that would plunge the galaxy into chaos and despair. With each revelation, Jake's determination grows, fueling his resolve to stop the Overseer at any cost. In the end, it's not just brute force that wins the day, but cunning and strategy as Jake outmaneuvers the Overseer, turning his own schemes against him. With a final decisive blow, Jake emerges victorious, his enemy defeated and his plans foiled. As the dust settles and the echoes of battle fade, Jake and his crew stand triumphant in the chamber, the weight of their victory heavy upon them. But even as they celebrate their hard-won triumph, they know that their fight is far from over. With the Overseer defeated, a new era dawns in the galaxy, one of hope and renewal. Jake and his companions, united by their shared struggle, look to the future with optimism, knowing that they have the power to shape the destiny of the cosmos. And as they depart the asteroid stronghold, leaving behind the echoes of their epic battle, they carry with them the memory of their fallen comrades and the spirit of defiance that has carried them through the darkest of times. For in the end, it is not just victory that defines them, but the courage to stand up against tyranny and injustice, no matter the cost. With the Overseer defeated and his grand scheme thwarted, Jake and his crew find themselves hailed as heroes throughout the galaxy. Their victory resonates far and wide, inspiring hope among the oppressed and striking fear into the hearts of those who would dare to threaten freedom and justice. As they journey through the stars, their reputation precedes them, earning them respect and admiration wherever they go. They become symbols of defiance, beacons of hope in a galaxy still reeling from the shadow of tyranny. But amidst the celebrations and accolades, Jake and his crew remain humble, ever mindful of the sacrifices that were made and the battles that still lie ahead. For though the Overseer may have been defeated, the galaxy remains a dangerous and unpredictable place, teeming with new threats and challenges. Their next destination is a planet on the outer rim, a world plagued by civil unrest and corruption. Rumors swirl of a powerful warlord who seeks to seize control, plunging the planet into chaos and despair. Jake and his crew know that they cannot stand idly by while innocents suffer, and so they set course for the troubled world, ready to confront the looming threat head-on. Upon arrival, they find themselves thrust into the midst of a conflict unlike any they've faced before. The warlords' forces are formidable, their numbers vast and their resolve unyielding. But Jake and his crew are undeterred, their determination to bring peace and justice to the planet unwavering. With each passing day, they rally allies to their cause, uniting disparate factions in a common struggle against tyranny. They train local militias, organize resistance movements, and inspire hope among the downtrodden masses. Slowly but surely, they chip away at the warlord's power, undermining his influence and weakening his grip on the planet. But as the conflict escalates, Jake finds himself facing a moral dilemma unlike any he's encountered before. The warlord's methods are brutal, his atrocities numerous, yet his motivations are rooted in a desire to bring order to a chaotic world. Jake must grapple with the complexities of war and morality, wrestling with questions of justice and the greater good. In the end, he knows that there are no easy answers, no simple solutions to the challenges they face. But he also knows that he cannot stand by and allow tyranny to reign unchecked. With Max's memory as his guiding light, he leads his crew into battle once more, ready to face whatever dangers lie ahead in their quest to bring peace to the troubled planet. As the conflict reaches its climax, Jake and his crew find themselves facing their greatest challenge yet. The warlord's forces are massed against them, their strength overwhelming. But Jake refuses to back down, his spirit unbroken even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. With courage and determination, they fight on, their resolve unshakable. And in the end, it is their unwavering commitment to justice and freedom that carries them to victory, their triumph a testament to the power of hope and the indomitable spirit of humanity. Victory on the troubled planet brings a fleeting moment of peace, a respite from the chaos and strife that has gripped the galaxy for so long. Jake and his crew stand amidst the ruins of the warlord's stronghold, their faces etched with weariness, but their hearts filled with pride. They have brought justice to the oppressed, restored order to the chaos, and reaffirmed their commitment to the values they hold dear. But even as they bask in the glow of their hard-won victory, a new threat emerges on the horizon. Rumors of unrest in distant star systems reach their ears, whispers of rebellion and uprising against oppressive regimes. It's a stark reminder that the fight for freedom is never truly over, that tyranny lurks in the shadows, waiting to rear its ugly head once more. With Max's memory as their guiding light, Jake and his crew set their sights on the next challenge, ready to face whatever dangers lie ahead in their quest to bring peace and justice to the galaxy. They know that the road ahead will be long and arduous, fraught with peril and uncertainty. But they also know that they are not alone, that they stand united in their determination to make the galaxy a better place for all who call it home. As they depart the troubled planet, their resolve stronger than ever, they carry with them the lessons they've learned and the bonds they've forged. For in the end, it is not just victory that defines them, but the courage to stand up against tyranny and injustice no matter the cost. And so, with their eyes set on the stars and their hearts filled with hope, Jake and his crew continue their journey through the vast expanse of space, ready to face whatever challenges come their way in their quest for a brighter future. For as long as there are those who seek to oppress and exploit, they will be there to fight back, to stand as a beacon of hope in the darkest of times. And with Max's memory as their guiding light, they will never waver in their commitment to making the galaxy a better place for all. As Jake and his crew traverse the depths of space, their journey takes them to a distant planet on the fringe of known space. Here, they encounter a civilization unlike any they've encountered before, a society built on ancient traditions and steeped in mystery. The planet is shrouded in a thick veil of mist, its surface obscured from prying eyes. But as Jake and his crew venture deeper into its depths, they discover a world teeming with life, its inhabitants living in harmony with the natural world around them. Yet beneath the surface, tranquility lies a darker truth. The planet is home to a powerful artifact, a relic of untold power that has drawn the attention of would-be conquerors from across the galaxy. Legends speak of its ability to shape reality itself, to bend the fabric of space and time to its wielder's will. Determined to prevent the artifact from falling into the wrong hands, Jake and his crew embark on a perilous quest to retrieve it before it's too late. Their journey takes them through treacherous terrain and into the heart of danger, where they must confront ancient guardians and face the trials of the past. But as they draw closer to their goal, they realize that they are not the only ones seeking the artifact. A rival faction, led by a ruthless warlord intent on harnessing its power for his own nefarious purposes, stands in their way. With time running out and the fate of the galaxy hanging in the balance, Jake and his crew must race against the clock to secure the artifact and prevent it from falling into the wrong hands. Their quest leads them to a final showdown atop a towering spire, where they confront the warlord and his forces in a climactic battle for control of the artifact. It's a fight that tests their strength, their courage, and their conviction as they stand united against overwhelming odds. In the end, it is Jake's unwavering resolve and his crew's unwavering loyalty that carry them to victory. With the artifact safely in their possession, they depart the planet, leaving behind a legacy of courage and determination that will be remembered for generations to come. Following their success in securing the powerful artifact, Jake and his crew find themselves drawn into a cosmic mystery that spans the breadth of the galaxy. The artifact holds secrets that transcend time and space, its ancient origins hinting at a civilization long forgotten by history. As they delve deeper into the artifact's mysteries, they uncover clues that lead them on a journey across the stars, from distant planets to forgotten ruins hidden in the depths of space. Each discovery brings them closer to unraveling the enigma that surrounds the artifact, but also closer to danger, as forces both ancient and new seek to claim its power for their own. Along the way, they encounter strange and wondrous beings, from sentient machines to ancient guardians, each holding a piece of the puzzle that will unlock the artifact's true purpose. But with each revelation comes new challenges, as they must navigate treacherous traps and overcome formidable foes to continue their quest. As they journey deeper into the heart of the mystery, Jake and his crew find themselves confronting their own pasts, their deepest fears and desires laid bare by the artifact's power. It's a journey of self-discovery, as they come to terms with the choices they've made and the paths they've chosen. But amidst the trials and tribulations, they find strength in their bonds of friendship and camaraderie, drawing closer together as they face the challenges ahead. With each victory, their resolve grows stronger, their determination unwavering in the face of adversity. Finally, after many trials and tribulations, they reach the culmination of their journey, a hidden chamber deep within the heart of the artifact itself. Here, they uncover the truth behind its creation and its purpose, a revelation that shakes them to their core. For the artifact is not merely a tool of power, but a beacon of hope, a symbol of unity that transcends the boundaries of space and time. It holds the key to a future where all beings can live in harmony, free from the shackles of fear and oppression. With the artifact's secrets revealed, Jake and his crew embark on a new mission, to spread its message of peace and enlightenment to every corner of the galaxy. It's a journey fraught with danger and uncertainty, but one they undertake with hope in their hearts and Max's memory as their guiding light. And as they set sail for new horizons, they know that whatever challenges lie ahead, they will face them together, united in their quest for a better future for all who call the galaxy home. For as long as there is darkness in the universe, they will be there to bring light, to stand as guardians of peace and justice in a galaxy still struggling to find its place in the cosmos. As Jake and his crew continue their mission to spread the message of peace and enlightenment across the galaxy, they encounter resistance from those who seek to maintain the status quo. Powerful factions, threatened by the prospect of change, conspire to undermine their efforts and thwart their progress at every turn. Undeterred, Jake and his companions press on, determined to overcome the obstacles that stand in their way. They travel from planet to planet, rallying support from like-minded individuals and inspiring hope among the oppressed and downtrodden. But as they delve deeper into the heart of the galaxy, they uncover a sinister plot that threatens to plunge the entire cosmos into chaos. A shadowy cabal comprised of the galaxy's most powerful and influential figures seeks to manipulate events to further their own selfish agendas. Realizing the magnitude of the threat they face, Jake and his crew must gather all of their strength and cunning to confront their enemies head-on. They engage in a high-stakes game of cat and mouse, outmaneuvering their adversaries and uncovering the truth behind the conspiracy. Along the way, they forge new alliances and make new enemies, each encounter bringing them one step closer to the heart of the conspiracy. But as they draw closer to their goal, they also draw closer to danger, risking everything they hold dear in their quest for justice and freedom. In the end, it is their unwavering determination and their unbreakable bond that sees them through, as they face their greatest challenge yet. With courage and conviction, they stand united against the forces of darkness, ready to sacrifice everything to protect the galaxy they hold dear. And as they emerge victorious from their final confrontation, they do so not as heroes, but as guardians of the light, standing tall against the encroaching darkness. For as long as there are those who seek to oppress and exploit, Jake and his crew will be there to fight back, to stand as beacons of hope in the darkest of times. With Max's memory as their guiding light, they set their sights on a future filled with promise and possibility, ready to face whatever challenges come their way in their quest to make the galaxy a better place for all who call it home. And as they journey into the unknown, they do so with hope in their hearts and the knowledge that they are not alone, for they carry with them the strength and spirit of all those who have come before them. In the aftermath of their victory over the shadowy cabal, Jake and his crew find themselves hailed as saviors of the galaxy. Their bravery and selflessness have inspired countless beings across the cosmos, igniting a spark of hope that burns brighter than ever before. But as they bask in the adoration of the masses, they remain ever vigilant, knowing that their work is far from over. For even as one threat is vanquished, others lurk in the shadows, waiting to strike when least expected. Their next mission takes them to a distant planet on the edge of known space, where rumors of a new danger have begun to surface. It's a world of mystery and intrigue, its surface scarred by ancient conflicts, and its inhabitants wary of outsiders. As they venture deeper into the planet's depths, they uncover a secret that could shake the very foundations of the galaxy. A long-forgotten civilization, thought to be extinct for eons, has re-emerged from the shadows, their intentions unknown and their power unmatched. Jake and his crew must navigate treacherous terrain and overcome formidable obstacles to uncover the truth behind the ancient civilization's return. Along the way, they encounter strange and wondrous beings, from enigmatic prophets to fierce warriors, each holding a piece of the puzzle that will unlock the planet's secrets. But as they draw closer to the truth, they also draw closer to danger, as dark forces conspire to silence them and keep their secrets hidden. It's a race against time as they struggle to stay one step ahead of their enemies, risking everything in their quest for knowledge and understanding. In the end, it is their bravery and determination that sees them through, as they confront the ancient civilization's leaders in a climactic showdown that will determine the fate of the galaxy. With courage and conviction, they stand united against the forces of darkness, ready to sacrifice everything to protect the lives of those they hold dear. And as they emerge victorious from their final confrontation, they do so not as conquerors, but as guardians of the light, standing tall against the encroaching darkness. For as long as there are those who seek to oppress and exploit, Jake and his crew will be there to fight back, to stand as beacons of hope in the darkest of times. With the ancient civilization's secrets unveiled, and the galaxy once again safe from impending doom, Jake and his crew find themselves at a crossroads. Their journey has been long and arduous, filled with danger and uncertainty, but also with moments of triumph and camaraderie. As they reflect on their adventures, they realize that their quest has changed them in profound ways. They've grown stronger, both individually and as a team, forged in the fires of adversity and united by a common purpose. But even as they celebrate their victories, they know that their work is far from over. The galaxy is a vast and ever-changing place, full of new challenges and adventures waiting to be discovered. And with Max's memory as their guiding light, they're ready to face whatever the future may hold. Their journey may have come to an end, but a new chapter awaits, filled with promise and possibility. For as long as there are those who seek to oppress and exploit, Jake and his crew will be there to stand against them, to fight for justice and freedom, and to make the galaxy a better place for all who call it home. And so, with heads held high and hearts full of hope, they set course for new horizons, ready to face whatever challenges come their way in their ongoing quest for a brighter future. For they are not just adventurers or warriors, but guardians of the light, standing tall against the encroaching darkness and carrying with them the legacy of those who have come before.